On today's episode of MotoCheez.
Today we're going to be reviewing the flaring FC-550D cutting machine, otherwise called plasma cutter. It has an input power of 120 volts, 50 or 60 hertz, or 240 volts, 50 or 60 hertz, with a supplied adapter. If you connect it to 120 volts, it'll draw a maximum of 39 amps, and on 220 volts, it'll draw a maximum of 25 amps. Of course, the power capacity on 220 is higher. At 110 volts, you'll get a 4.5 kVA, which is kilovolt amps, and on 220, you'll get 5.75 kilovolt amps. Operating on 120 volts, you get a setting range of 15 to 35 amps, which you can cut up to a ½ inch of carbon steel and stainless steel, and 13/64 aluminum, and 5/32 copper. On 240, you can cut 5/8 stainless steel, 5/8 carbon steel, 15/64 aluminum, and 13/64 copper. The voltage output on low is 86, on high is 102 volts. No load voltage is 325 volts. The duty cycle on this machine is 20%. The efficiency is 75%, as an IGBT inverter. The dimensions of this unit are 14.2 by 4.7 by 11.2 inches, and it weighs 10.58 pounds. For cutting steel, you should have the regulator set between 30 and 70 psi. The lower amperage, of course, you can go down to 30, and a higher amperage you're going to want to be up to 70. I can see right off it's got a folding handle now. It seems smaller. Standard 220 50 amp plug. Owner's manual, air fitting, and a quick disconnect. Comes with a regulator / water separator. It's amazing how much power these little units pack in a small package. A ground cable, nice and long. Got a 10-footer this time. This does come with a 110 220 volt adapter, so this unit can be operated on 110 volts. And a torch, which also looks to be about 10 feet long. And the power cord is 6 feet long. Molded connector. Some consumables. 2 sets. Let's get it hooked up and do some cutting. This regulator has an arrow, as you can see. So the input from the air compressor is on this side. This quick connect is on the output side on the right. It has a little O-ring, so you don't need any Teflon tape, but this gauge will. It's pretty thin stuff. Don't cover the hole. This is real thin stuff, so I'd probably go around 3 or 4 wraps in the direction that the thread's going to go, of course. You all know that, though. This has a lock once you set the pressure, and I mounted it upside down. Make sure you have this tab down. Put a regulator in, like that. They give you quite a bit of hose here. I'm going to see if I can get it one shot. If you use a cutter, make sure it doesn't collapse the ends too much. That put a little kink. Get it back into shape. Yeah, that'll definitely work. The water separator, once you push air on it, it pushes this down. But if you get air while you're using it, push in on it or push up on it. It's spring loaded, so once you remove the air, whatever water's in there will fall out. This is the power switch on the back, of course. Flip around to the front here. Pull our little debris cap off. This does come with a knurled rubber piece that goes over that. You really don't need to use a wrench on this. You can wrench it by hand with the knurl with your muscles. See? And that should definitely work. This is your trigger connector. That just needs to be snug. And of course your ground connector. Snug that up. It feels pretty quality actually. You know, to use a little bit thicker sheet metal. It doesn't feel flimsy like some of the units I've tested before. It's definitely light. I mean, I could show you inside when we're done. I'm going to open this up and check it out. So this will draw 35 amps at 120 volts, as I said earlier. That means you're going to need a pretty heavy duty 120 volt connection if you have this cranked all the way up. If you're doing tin or thin little sheet metal, you'd be fine with 120 volts. But once you get up over, say, 1/4 inch, I'd recommend hooking it to 220. I will be using 220 while using it here in my shop. Looping this around like this, maybe. And it won't catch anything. Like I say, I've been using the thermodynamics for years. And that's it there. And this, even the size of it, it's big. This is only a 30 amp machine, or 38 max thermodynamics. Where this one is a 55 amp machine. Boy, they come a long way with electronic technology, huh? So let's get some scrap steel and connect the power up and see how she cuts. This is steel I dug out of my scrap bin. 3/16 aluminum. These are out of order. This whole garage is out of order. This is 1/16. This is about probably 24 gauge. That's 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, and a 5/16 inch thick plate. Actually, it's a hair over. So we'll see how she does. They sent a different fitting than what I take. Yep, that's a first. So let's switch this out. Put about 3 wraps of this thin Teflon tape. So I'm going to recommend that they put the more standard size air fitting. Just be aware if you get it. It may have the wrong air fitting. Let's try this again. And I'm going to put it up to 70 pounds. Just because it's 60, 70. Got a nice little hoser leaf piece on the end here. Plug her into the 220. Let's turn it on. Well, it's down to 8 amps. Let's try about 25. It's probably 24 gauge, maybe 22 gauge sheet metal. Galvanized, so I'm not going to cut it too much. It should zip right through this. I had a subscriber say I should put it on a hot dog so you see what this will actually do to bare skin. It's a pretty good idea. Oh yeah, piece of cake on that. Thin sheet metal, nothing. We'll work our way up to a little bit thicker. I could have gone faster. Nice, got a 5-second post flow for the air. Up to the 1/8 inch. I'll turn it up a little bit now. Now let's go up to 30. Pretty good, pretty good. 1/4-inch plate steel. I should probably get a straight edge, huh? 30 should definitely be enough for this. I don't know if I should crank it up a little more. Maybe I'll go 35. Nice. That cut pretty good. And you see me grabbing it pretty instant. That's because plasma cutter, it directs the energy so pinpointed. It's not like using a torch. That's pretty good. Got a little slag. You can use it, just tap it and it'll pop right off. Yeah, nice straight edge, huh? Of course, your consistency of flow and all that stuff comes out to how good your cut's going to be. Now let's go up to the 5/16, and then we're probably going to have to double this up to get up to 5/8. Somehow we'll equal 5/8 and see if we can cut it. Crank it up a bit. I'm going to crank it all the way up. That was a little jaggedy. I suppose probably should have checked the tip and make sure everything was put in properly. Looks good. Now let's try it again. Unless it was maybe because I had so thin it was favoring where to... it started out crooked too though. Let's see. Vice grip is in the way. Oh, that was better. Yeah, so I think that my tip was loose. Much better. Let's see how it does on aluminum. She's all the way up, 54 amps it says. I'm just going to try to cut the corner here. I've never cut aluminum with a plasma cutter. That's different. Like I say, I've never cut aluminum. At first it looked like it wasn't going to cut, and I said to heck with it, I'll just keep running with it. It did do it, but it's a little jaggedy. So let's see if we can get up to what, 5/8? Yeah, see, that second cut was pretty good once I knocked the slag off it. Must have been too close to the edge and it started melting. And as Jeffro mentioned before, if you're trying to gouge out spot welds or welds, These plasma cutters work great. So that's too thick, that's 3/4. Yep, that's 5/8. I don't know if it's going to make a difference that they're not one solid piece, but I don't have a chunk. I'll cut the corner off of this baby. Well, fingers crossed. We did it. I think I was on a little bit of an angle. I was just kind of this way, wasn't I? You gotta watch that too. You gotta make sure you're perfectly square. Oh yeah, they cut through it. That angle was my fault. Not bad. Let's go get a hot dog. I was going to make a joke and put my zipper down and pull this out of my pants, but that was a little crass. I'd have to use a summer sausage. Alright, let's see what she does. Hope it don't make too much of a mess. Probably going to smell like a barbecue. So if you don't wear your gloves and you turn this on and your finger's in the way. Oh, look at that. Doesn't do anything. What if I start it from here? Nope. It does nothing. And I did put a little gouge in there to try to start the arc, but just wasted food. Turn it off. Has a little cool down. Man, that for a tiny package, that thing packs a punch, huh?
That's what she said.
Wonder what that was. Must have been a capacitor. So there you have it. I tapped the slag off. That's where I couldn't get it because my vice grip was in the way. There's a 5/8 cut all the way through. I knocked some of the slag off. I didn't get it all. Here's the two separate cuts. Almost forgot my little piece of tin here. It's the first one I did. It's like 22, 24 gauge. Cuts that like butter. And there's the aluminum. That's not too bad. But I tell you what, the prices of these things, how can you not want one if you do metalworking or any kind of fabricating? I'd say it's a win. 2 thumbs up. Again, that's a nice compact package right there.
That's what she said.
Let's open her up and see what's inside.
Well,
Positive ground. So that's the insides. That's the gas or the air valve. There's the back of the main board. And it's got pretty good connections. Big toroid transformers there. And that big heatsink thing right there is the IGBT inverter. Uses nail polish on these connectors so they don't come out. Silicone on some of the other connectors. So build quality inside is pretty excellent as far as I'm concerned. So if you want one of these beauties, I'll have the links down below. It's on sale right now. And I appreciate you all for watching. Stay cheesy. What do you think, Ismo? You like it?
Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Hit that bell if you want new notifications on new videos. Links for products used are in the description and on MotoCheez.com. Thanks for watching.